tribes, the leaders, the spiritual leaders, are sometimes the women. I was amazed, and I was just so touched by that. And so I wanted to write about a young woman being trained to become the leader of that tribe. And so this book is also very much about that theme of leadership and courage and what it means to lead.
You know, what's also interesting, though, that in the book you emphasize that not only is Wido the strong female character, but she also faces a lot of, I guess you would call it discrimination from the villagers who are not sure about having a female leader,
right.
And even from her own brother,
Yes.
her elder brother having jealousy that why is she being selected. Is there anything there that you want to inform us about, how that psychological aspect played a role in there?
Certainly. I think as a woman, as an oceanographer and a woman, I suddenly also faced several times in my life when I was the only woman. And at one point, actually, I was the only woman in charge of a ship that was entirely full of men who were all German, and there I was, very, very, very different from all of them. But I was the chief scientist, and so I had to lead them. And I certainly think that is probably what's reflected in many of these novels as well, which is climbing the stairs. The woman is struggling against a world that doesn't really accept her. And again, in Uido's story, Island's End, it has that same sort of feeling that here she is. She has to struggle not only to overcome perhaps her own doubts and become a good leader, but also against the society that perhaps doesn't want her to lead. And I'm happy to say that in oceanography, I think at the end of that little thing about the ship, I loved the men on the ship, and the men on the ship loved me. So it ended very well.
That's excellent. I think you provide, as a role model for our younger generation as well, a lot of inspiration for younger viewers who may want to go into writing or to at least pursue some sort of creative outlet where they can express what they're feeling. Do you have any advice that you would like to give to our younger viewers of becoming an author?
Certainly. I would say two things. If you love writing, then you should be an author. But you shouldn't ever get into writing because you think it's glamorous. Never get into, well, anything really, but certainly not writing because you want, I don't know, awards or acclaim or any of that, because I think it has to be a very personal and very pure thing. But if you love to write, certainly, by all means, write. And if you're able to express that creative energy, I think it's wonderful to be able to do that. And you said quite correctly, I think Climbing the Stairs is almost autobiographical in a way. It's about my family and my family's history. But Island's End is very creative, very different novel. It comes from a very different place. I also, though, would love to encourage any young women, especially, but young people that are watching to do science and mathematics if they love that, because I certainly loved it very much too, and I still do.
I appreciate that. You know, I should share with our viewers as well that I met you at my children's school, and I found you to be a very inspirational speaker.
Thank
you spoke about your book at that time, Climbing the Stairs, and even now with Island's End. Promoting science and tech is very important for our younger generation of Indian American students that may have passions in that area, but similarly, if they have creative aspirations, then I think it's wonderful to be able to have an avenue to express themselves. And your website is something that we should probably let viewers know about as well, where they can get interactive lessons where kids can focus on leadership responsibilities, as well as living without technology, what that would be like, and things that can be followed up in the classroom. Do you want to share that information?
Certainly. My website is www.padmasbooks.com, and it has, as you said, lots of resources that can be used by children or by teachers, by educators, librarians as well.
And another thing that I found fascinating is on the website you mentioned about your upcoming third novel, which is very exciting, and it relates to the topic of a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Yes.
So can you share with our viewers what that's about and where you got the inspiration to go feature a Bharatanatyam dancer as your main character?
Certainly. One of the earliest memories I have is of watching this woman, this girl actually she was, dance at my brother's wedding. And there was something wonderful about the way that she danced. It was like she wasn't there on stage herself. She was reaching out to something else. And it made a very deep impression on me. And much later, this person suffered a very big physical catastrophe, a physical disability, which she then overcame to go on to dance again. And I think that was just very inspirational, touching to me. And it's something that I wanted to, well, bring out in a story. And my fourth novel, which I'm also very excited about, is going to be for older adults, not young adults. So,
okay.
so that will be my first time writing a novel that's for adults, and I'm excited about that.
Padma, thank you so much for coming to our studio and telling us about the book and giving us a preview about what's to come from you. It is very exciting. We wish you a lot of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.